Next topic, someone who is not off to a great start to the season, that is Lauri Markanen of the Utah Jazz. He's averaging 16 points a night, 7.5 rebounds on 37% from the field. And Lauri, as a player, is someone I was really high on, especially that Utah Jazz year where he was an all-star starter. And then last year he wasn't as great, but he was still a really solid forward in this league, a great first option for the Utah Jazz. However, he's been really inefficient to start this year, and that's not good. You can get away with that as a guard, as, the primary ball handler. But Lauri Markanen, he's more of a play finisher. So when your efficiency is low, that's a big red flag. And I think ultimately it will get better, because if we have seen one thing from Lauri Markanen, it's that worst case scenario he's going to average 42% from the field. But we're 5% away from that right now, and even that 42 isn't great. But his first 2 years in Utah, his efficiency was really, really high, especially the All-Star starter year. And it was because, or in my opinion at least, it was because he kind of had a chip on his shoulder to prove himself. The Bulls moved off of him, and then he went off to Cleveland, had a 1-year stint there, and then now he ends up in Utah. And he's got to prove himself, because at this point he has not lived up to the potential player that he could be. He was a serviceable role player, but that was it. And he believed he could be more, and he was. And he was the first option for Utah Jazz team that at one point in time, may I remind you, was the 1 seed in the Western Conference. And ultimately, the Jazz they don't have the brightest future under Lauri Markanen. However, at the end of the day, he proved that he can be a contributing, really good player in this league. But we are not seeing that to start off this NBA season. I think ultimately he will get better. And as a play finisher, there can be times, sure, we are not executing to your full ability, but your efficiency should be better. As a guy who's not a point forward. A point forward would be more understandable, but Lauri is the play finisher. And as a result, you don't have the ball in your hands all the time. And you're not going to be jacking up shots that you shouldn't be that often. And you're still not that efficient. That is a major problem for Lauri. I think he'll get better. I'm a huge Lauri Markanen fan, but it has not been a great start to the NBA season for him. And the thing that surprised me most about this is that this is where a player typically hits their prime. Lauri Markanen is in his age 27 season. Typically, a player is going to peak around 27 to 31. And Lauri looks like he is on the decline right now. So you hate to see that. Just hope Lauri gets to playing at a high level once again. Because I think when he is on, he can be one of the best scoring forwards, at least, in the league. And we saw that his first 2 years with the Jazz.